Happy New Year, and welcome to another episode of the Pink Sofa Hour. I am joined here by Finn O'Sullivan, the very talented Finn O'Sullivan. How are you doing today?
I'm good, yeah. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. I forgot to say, my name is Pedro. I am the host of the Pink Sofa Hour, and I have quite a lineup here for you today. Once again, Finn O'Sullivan. We just listened to her album, When the Power Comes Back On. That album was released in 2020, is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Nice, yes, and it is, in fact, an award-winning album. We might get a little bit more into detail about that a little later, but I'm quite curious, how did you get your start in music?
Yeah, I grew up in a house that was always kind of surrounded by music. My dad plays guitar and sings, and my mom plays piano. And just aside from that, they're both big fans of music, so I grew up listening to a lot of different stuff. It kind of took me a while to realize that I wanted to kind of pursue music as more than just a hobby. But I started playing guitar when I was around 12, I think, and that was also around the time I started writing songs, and it just felt really natural to me, and just like felt like where I could be my most authentic self. And so it kind of came from there, both from like picking up the guitar and playing to also just like having this background of like listening and really loving music. I took piano lessons when I was younger, but never really felt super inspired by that instrument, so it took kind of switching over to guitar to get there for me, I think.
Gotcha, so guitar was kind of what inspired you the most to get into performing music.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting. Whenever I find people have been inspired also by their parents to get into music, I always remember, personally at least, that there's a couple of albums that I hear on repeat, particularly because my parents heard them on repeat while we were like in the car or something like that. Were your parents big fans of like classic rock or like more country or?
There was definitely a mix of stuff. There was a lot of like David Bowie was a big one. My mom really likes the Rolling Stones, and then like the Beatles too.
Classic, of course.
My dad's into, we call it like sad bastard music. So anything that's like
Tom Petty and.
He really likes Tom Waits.
Oh, okay, nice.
And then like the Shins, just like a wide range of stuff.
Very cool, very cool. I noticed that you particularly like Ezra Furman.
Yes,
is that correct?
Yeah.
I'm actually a huge fan of Ezra Furman.
Really?
I think that her voice is incredible. It's very unique, and it's got this like sort of husky quality that she really leans into on some songs. Do you have any particular favorite Ezra songs or anything?
Oh my gosh,
off her discography?
Yeah, I think she's great. I think she's a great singer and just like a really great lyricist and songwriter. I think my like all-time favorite song of hers is "Suck the Blood from My Wound" from Transangelic Exodus. There's just like something about that song that just like hits right every time. I also really love "Ordinary Life." I think that one's from Perpetual Motion People. And then from her most recent album, I think one of my favorites on that one is "Forever in Sunset."
Nice. Yeah, she's got a very powerful, very raw, emotional quality to her voice, and I noticed a lot of that in some of those songs off of When the Power Comes Back On. In particular, I like House of Cards a lot. You already knew that, but those extra 10 views or listens that you probably got on that song over the last week, that was basically me.
I love that.
You're very welcome. Thank you for writing that song. I'm curious, what is the name referring to When the Power Comes Back On? Is that like a particular event that happened, or?
Yeah, so that's the title of the album and the title of the song that I wrote. And I think when I think about like the power coming back on, it's more of like a metaphorical concept than a literal one. But it kind of is referring to my own like personal power, because like when I wrote that song, it was during a time where I felt like I had lost like a little bit of myself just in this person and in this situation, and I was kind of thinking about just the whole experience and wanting to like regain that part of myself. So yeah, I think the power coming back on just refers to like this personal power that I think we all have, wherever that comes from for you, whether it's like a creative side or just like what you're passionate about.
That is fundamentally a very deep answer to what I thought was probably like, oh, the power went out in my house and there's a bunch of songs about that kind of stuff. I love that. That's great. That process in the songwriting for that particular album, did you do that over the course of like a year, or was it a shorter amount of time?
Yeah, that one's actually pretty interesting. I worked with a producer named Brendan Delfino, and he's from New Zealand, I think, but he was in Hong Kong at the time. And he like reached out to me over Instagram, and because he liked one of my songs. And so that album,
Interesting.
I didn't like write all of those songs together specifically for the album. It was more like we were picking and choosing songs that I had written in the past. So they were all like already written, and I think that they ended up kind of working together. Like there wasn't a solid like concept for that album, but the songs themselves like made sense together to me, I guess. So yeah.
I see. And most recently you put out an album or an EP. It's called Winner Baby, in all lowercase, right?
Yeah.
I'm a particular fan of songs that are lowercase.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like it imparts a particular quality in how it is that you think about the song. Titles, I think, are so important. You know, it's like a name.
Yeah.
And having it specifically be all lowercase doesn't say anything tangible, but it does.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think when I made that title, I was thinking about like Taylor Swift's Folklore and Evermore, where like all of the titles are lowercase. And there's like this thing now where it's like trendy to like text people and like not use capital letters. And like, I don't know, I don't do that.
Very true.
I don't know, I just don't. But I don't know, there was something about that song that to me, like I wrote it about just like liking somebody and just like having a crush. And there was something about like making it lowercase that's like, oh yeah, it's really casual. I promise it's really casual. Like this is fine.
Trying not to overstate
Right.
the importance of the situation.
Yeah.
Of course. Classic. Yeah, I feel like a lot of songs that I listen to from you, of course, have some sort of like quality that's emotional and very honest in that sense. Has a lot of the inspirations for the songs been a particular sort of like real life experiences, or some of them kind of like imagined, some of them about fictional characters I've heard you like to write?
Yeah, I'd say a majority of my songs come from personal experience, just because I think that's the easiest for me to tap into, and it just like lends itself really well to songwriting, obviously. I definitely do write songs about like just made up scenarios and things that I haven't necessarily experienced, and about fictional characters. I've been doing that a lot lately. But I think, you know, like even in those songs, there is still obviously a part of myself, because it still has to feel like real in a way for me to like, I don't know, feel good about something I've written. So like even in the songs that like aren't strictly about me, there is still something that I can like relate to in them.
Yeah, it's a very like human and emotional quality that exists there that I appreciate. It's very honest, it's very vulnerable even.
Yeah.
You know, I think vulnerability is an important thing in music because it adds a lot of relatability.
Yeah.
If you're willing to say the things that people are kind of worried about mentioning or talking about, I think it adds a lot of power to a song, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of emotion. So we talked a little bit about where you came from with music in your journey. You learned piano first. Do you play any piano still at all?
Every once in a while. Yeah, every once in a while. I play a lot of, I don't write a lot on the piano, but I'll just like pull out a piano book and like play some song that I like in it, or just like play covers on it. Every once in a while I'll write a song on it, but usually songs I write on the piano end up being transferred onto guitar.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's quite a lot of guitar work on a lot of your albums, and I think that piano can be a really nice songwriting tool occasionally, just having that whole roll of notes. You know,
Yeah.
it lets a lot of freedom happen where with guitar it can be a little bit difficult to move around on it. Have any of the songs on When the Power Comes Back On, or more recently with like Winter Baby, or maybe perhaps current projects that you're working on, were they originally on the piano before you moved to them on the guitar?
That's a good question. I think that all of the songs that I've put out as of right now started on guitar and ended on guitar. I have a project in the works right now that has a song that I initially wrote on piano, but then ended up playing guitar on. And I don't really know why that transition happened. I don't feel super like solid and confident in playing piano, and I have a band that I play with, so I have my friend Hunter plays keys for me, and he's much better at it than I am. So I'm like, you can take that, you can do that.
Sure.
But yeah, I think other than that, all my songs have been on guitar.
Nice. So the band that you play with live, did you meet them through like the local music scene, or was it through CU perhaps? You're currently at CU for the songwriting program, right?
Yeah, I go to CU Denver. I'm a singer-songwriter major, and yeah, that is where I met like all of my bandmates. My guitarist and bassist Josh and Aiden, I met them first like in class. I'd known Josh for a while beforehand, but and they're a couple of my best friends now. And then yeah, I met Hunter also in school, and then we kind of had to look around for the right drummer for a bit, but eventually
always, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's the hardest part.
It's impossible.
Yeah, but then Hunter had this friend Vale who played drums, who was like, hey, if you guys ever need someone, I'm here.
Nice.
And it was a really good fit. It's like I feel like we really like clicked together musically, which is really cool.
Very cool, very cool. That's always really important. You got to be able to mesh with your band. It's a fundamental experience that if you have that click right away, I feel like it develops more and more into just an amazing experience. Whereas like trying to work from some friction or some just like musical differences can just really stifle a project sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Will you be playing with this band at the show on January 21st at Lost Lake?
Yeah, it's actually January 22nd.
22nd?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. But yeah, that will be a full band show. I'm super excited because we haven't played together for a while. We were going to have a show, but I got sick and couldn't make it. It was very sad back in September. But yeah, the show on the 22nd will be a full band show, so it'll be really fun.
Cool. I have to mention, by the way, we have a live chat that is on the screen. You guys can't see it, but if you want to say hi to Finn or me or anybody else in the room, feel free to comment and just click on the little live chat with YouTube, and we'll answer questions from the audience later on if anybody has any. So we were talking a little bit about CU.
Yeah.
How do you like the program there? The songwriting program probably got started pretty recently, I have to imagine, and it's a major that isn't a traditional music major like performance or instruction or etc.
Yeah. CU Denver has been like such an incredible experience for me. I don't know how long their program's been around, but it's been a bit. And I think it's like one of 3 schools in the country that does a singer-songwriter major. So it was kind of perfect for me. They do like Links Camp every summer, which is like a 2-week program, which is essentially just like an opportunity to check out the program there and like take some classes and meet people. And so I did that, and just like it just like felt like the right thing for me. I think like anywhere you go in this industry and in this particular career path, there's going to be competition. But I've found that at CU Denver it feels like really collaborative and supportive, and that's so important to me because I've never been like, oh, I have to be the best at this, because I don't think I ever will be. I don't think anybody ever will be.
It's not that important to think
yeah,
about
exactly.
It in those terms, you know?
And I just think it's so much better to be able to like work with your peers than constantly be like trying to be better than them. And that really is more the like energy and vibe of CU Denver, which has been really cool.
That is a really good attitude. I'm glad to see that the school is sort of embodying those virtues and passing them on to the students. That's fantastic. I mean, a good musician it, I think, has to also be humble because there's always a better musician out there.
I agree,
It's a little terrifying sometimes how good people can get.
Right.
And when they're humble, it's even more terrifying. So they're just powerhouses, you know.
Yeah.
That's great though. So you've played a lot of shows
Yeah.
at this point. Over the course of, I guess, after the pandemic was probably when you started really grinding, or did you play a couple shows before then?
Yeah, I had been playing a lot before then. I was at the point where I was playing at least like once a month, I think. And then the pandemic happened and obviously things got shut down and it was like a big break. But it's picked back up again.
Cool. Yeah. Do you have any favorite venues you've played at, favorite experiences?
Yeah.
How long have you been playing live? I mean, I know that in your bio you said that you played in your room Taylor Swift concerts for your friends while your parents were out. I'm not sure if that counts as live performance experience, but I think it does.
I mean, it could. They were not good performances, but they were something. I've been playing out, I think, like second half of my sophomore year of high school, which was probably, like, what is time anymore? Like 2018 or so, beginning of 2018. And I've done a lot of performing since then. It's like, I really love it. It's like weird to say that because I am an introvert. Like, I like thrive when I'm alone and get to like recharge that way, but I genuinely like really love performing and like being on stage. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely something to being introverted and wanting to be able to share that rich internal experience that introverts have. It can be a little bit of a curse if you don't have some form of expressing that, and I think music is an amazing outlet for people that want to sort of both lead a quiet personal life and simultaneously be able to kind of put out that energy into the world that is, tremendously important because it's who you are.
Yeah.
And it forms a big part of how it is that you put your, footprint on the world. Mm-hmm. So it's great that you found that outlet.
Yeah.
So I asked about how many shows you've played. I think you said something over like 100, right?
Yeah, I think so at this point.
What is your favorite weird funny experience that you've had playing at a show?
The one that just came to mind, I played at the Roost in Longmont like a few years ago now.
I know that place.
Yeah, it's great. I like it there. And I had a tip jar out, and so afterwards I was like looking through that, right? And there was like this little piece of paper that someone had put in there, and it like I still have it because I thought it was really funny, but on it just said, "Hey, my name Drake, I think you're cute," and like left his number. I was like, okay, great, thank you Drake.
Well, that's one way to do it, Drake.
Yeah, and then he like DM'd me on Instagram like 2 weeks later, and he was like, "Hey, it's Drake." I was like, okay, awesome, hi Drake. So I think that was just a funny thing. But yeah, I don't know. Some of my favorite places that I've played, I used to play at the Laughing Goat in Boulder a lot when they were doing
Oh yeah, that's a great
music.
spot.
So cool, and just like they really, I think, put the emphasis on like especially local music, and just like it's hard when you're first starting because you play a lot of places that people just talk over you. I had a music teacher in high school that called them like wallpaper gigs, where it's like you're just like ambient background music. But what I really liked about the Laughing Goat is that people really came to see music, and that was my first experience with that, which was really special and really cool.
Nice. Yeah, the Laughing Goat is great. I remember the first show that I went to there was a samba band.
Yeah.
They bring on just so many different diversity of music. I'm not sure if they're still doing too many shows.
Yeah, I don't think they have been since the pandemic, but I'm like fingers crossed. I really hope they start doing it again eventually.
I hope they start as well. So here's a fun question I always like to ask people.
Yeah.
What would be your dream band or artist to open for?
Oh my god.
Who would you want to be just kind of supporting on a bill?
I mean, like, ideal situation, Taylor Swift. 100%.
Okay, I was honestly going to say aside from Taylor Swift.
Yeah, other than Taylor Swift, would love to open for Phoebe Bridgers. She's another big one for me. I think she's, like, amazing. I also really like Bleachers, Jack Antonoff's band.
Cool.
So I think they would be super fun to like be on a bill with and like go on tour with and stuff.
Nice.
So one of those.
But I mean, obviously Taylor Swift.
Obviously Taylor Swift.
That one kind of came to mind.
Yeah.
That is super cool. So we were going to have a little performance.
Yeah.
Would you like to start us off?
I would love to. Yeah.
Fantastic. Do you want to introduce the song?
Sure. Yeah. I'm gonna play my song "Winter Baby," which is the one I released earlier. I guess last year, technically now. Pink bubble gum, you're bursting like baby nail polish on your birthday. Bad habit, you're gonna take me down. Cherry flavored lip balm, kiss me. I just wanna make you miss me. Bad habit, you're gonna take me down. You're a bad influence. I'm okay with it. Do you see me? Are you coming around now? You're slowing it down. Will you take me now? Do you need me? Are you talking out loud? Are you messing around now? You coming now? Ooh, are you coming now? Big pop proposal on the sidewalk. I'll give you $10 to make you stop spinning out about what's inside your head. Fame grabbing pretty consumers, red sunglasses, petty losers. We're talking shit, then you're taking me to bed. You're a bad influence. I'm okay with it. Do you see me? Are you coming around? Are you slowing it down? Will you take me now? Do you need me? Are you talking out loud? Are you messing around? Are you coming now? Ooh, are you coming now? Lemon kiss, good at this. You are mine. Mouth water, someone's daughter. Dark red wine. Baseball boys, plastic toys, out of time. Cherry pick, target miss, out of line. Do you see me? Are you coming around? Are you slowing it down? Will you take me now? Do you need me? Are you talking out loud? Are you messing around? Are you coming now? Are you coming now? Pink bubble gum, I'm bursting. Gave me nail polish on my birthday. I'll be a winner, baby, once my feet lift off the ground.
All right. That was quite a treat. Thank you, Fen.
Yeah, thank you.
I think a lot of people in the chat are reacting quite positively to that song
Aw.
as well. Can you read it okay, by the way? I can increase the
Yes,
the
yeah, I
text.
can see it.
Okay, nice. Nice. Wow. Well, my favorite part about that song is that combination in the voice of like being able to flip your what is that called? It's
Yeah.
like almost like falsetto, but like not
Yeah.
really, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of like that flip, I think, where my voice breaks from like the chest to the head voice that I do sometimes. It's like, yeah.
It's very distinctive, and it's like a sound that you don't hear a lot with like pop music.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like if I had to put you in a genre,
Yeah.
it's definitely in like the pop genre, which is great. It's like
Cool.
kind of like dreamy sort of pop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's also a little bit of like speaking with that particular song. I think that there's like a word, if I can remember from like chorus, like Sprechstimmer or something like that. Is that what it's called?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I'm gonna
fair
say
enough.
yes. I believe you.
Okay, I'll have to look that one up, but it's definitely being able to kind of like transition between straight singing, doing a little bit of that like inflection stuff
Yeah.
with like flipping over the falsetto, and then speaking, I think adds a lot of color to that song. It's really nice.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk about that one at all? You wrote that, that's the most recent EP,
I
right?
did, yeah. It's just a single that I put out in September. I wrote it this summer. I recorded it on my own too, which was fun. My parents have a Sprinter van, and we drove it to Vermont this summer, and so I recorded
nice.
it in the van.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it was super fun. Yeah, it was a fun time.
Very nice. So have you done a lot of traveling with music before? Have you like played in other states? Like
Yeah,
we were talking a little bit about some of the venues that you liked here, but have you like done tours or anything like that?
I haven't done like an official tour. I have played in some other states. I played in New York in like 2019. I played at the Bitter End there.
Oh, nice.
Which was like such a cool experience, really fun. And then I played last summer. I played in Chicago. I did like a So Far Sounds show there, which was really cool.
Wow, okay.
I've played, I think I did a show in like Pennsylvania at this little brewery that was there. Just
nice, just kind of bouncing around
Yeah.
a little bit. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So Far it's great. I
Yeah.
have heard a lot about them recently. I haven't actually been to one of their
really-
shows,
yeah.
although they had one at Sanita's.
They did?
They had a little
Oh,
secret
cool.
show at Sanita's.
That's awesome.
That is part of how it is that Sanita's kind of got the idea that they could start doing concerts in the back because they had
Yeah.
such a great success and turnout from that.
Nice.
What was your experience working with So Far? Because I think they're a really cool
So
organization.
far, it's really cool. It's very like beneficial to artists, and I think it's also just fun as an audience member because they do it like you don't know who's gonna be there, like you don't know who's gonna be playing there until you're there, and it's also kind of like almost like pop-up locations. Like you don't know where it's gonna be until 2 days before, and they really they treat it as kind of like a listening room, so you're there to really like sit and listen to new music and maybe like discover a new artist, and they're like all over the world too, which is super cool.
That is something I really didn't know. Is that I thought they were kind of like a local Colorado
Yeah.
setup, but it sounds like they're actually all over the place.
Yeah, I think.
which is awesome.
Yeah, I think they started in London and then they've just kind of expanded like all over the place.
Wow, huh. They really have gone all over the place,
Yeah.
coming all the way from London. Yeah, I like So Far a lot. They're a cool setup.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a couple of other songs that you'd like to perform, right?
Yeah.
Should we get into those now?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, cool. Is this one of these off of the When the Power Comes Back On?
This one is off of my These Days EP. It was from 2021.
Cool.
Yeah, it's called Big Shot.
Nice.
Stranger in your own hometown, you wanna move to the city. Wanna move to the city, leave us behind. Maybe one day it won't hurt, I'll see you in an advertisement. You'll be famous, I'll be waiting tables. And you know that I've been too far removed to get a say. I don't wanna talk to you. You don't want it to be that way, but you're a big shot, baby. Everybody knows you, everybody wants you, and I don't remember the day that you got cooler.
I'll take it back, and then we'll get better, then we'll get bad again. I don't know what you came for, and you know that I've been too far removed to get a say. I don't wanna talk to you. You don't want it to be that way, but you're a big shot, baby. Everybody knows you, everybody wants you, and I don't remember the day that you got cooler than us. And you're a hotshot sweetheart. Everyone will know you, everyone will love you, and I guess I'll move to the back of the line. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Stranger in my own hometown, I wanna move to the city. Wanna move to the city, leave this behind. Maybe one day it won't hurt, you'll see me in an advertisement. I'll be famous, you'll be waiting tables. But you're a big shot, baby. Everybody knows you, everybody wants you, and I can't remember the day that you got cooler than all of us. And you're a hotshot sweetheart. Everyone will know you, everyone will love you, and I guess I'll move to the back of the line. I don't mind. I don't mind at all.
Woo!
Thank you.
Excellent work. That song was off of which EP?
These days.
These Days, and that one came out in 2019.
2021.
2021,
Yeah.
after When the Power Comes On.
Yes, yeah.
Ah, okay, cool. I think
Okay.
I got the timeline a little mixed up. I believe that When the Power Comes Back On wasn't the first release that you had, right?
No, I think the first EP I put out was Between the Lies, and that was like 2017 maybe.
Wow, okay.
And then I had another one called Pity Party Thoughts after that. And
I love that one. That's
then-
really funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's got a good funny energy. Lowercase title energy
yes.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to see it.
You'll love to see it. Nice. Well, any comments on that song that you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah,
what the
sure.
songwriting process was there?
Yeah.
How was it you?
I kind of had like the first verse-ish, like some of the lyrics written, but it started off sounding very different. I came across like the first recording or like video of it that I took, and it's like a completely different sound. And then I went, like I said, I did Lynx Camp at CU Denver, and I was in their like singer-songwriter ensemble there, and they gave you like 2 hours to just write in a practice room. So that's where I wrote this song.
Interesting.
Which was
And
fun.
what is Lynx? Is that like a...
Yeah, Lynx. I mean, Lynx is like the CU Denver like mascot animal, and so like when like they call it Lynx Camp, just
Gotcha. Yeah,
fun.
just random mascot integration.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
I'm so used to the Buffs. I just feel like that's the only
Right,
mascot
yeah.
that I know. You grew up in Boulder, though, right? Is that
I did.
Is that right?
yeah.
Wow, just homegrown. That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
How did you like growing up in Boulder? I feel like it's a very unique place,
It
and once you
is.
kind of like leave the Boulder bubble and just stay in kind of the
Yeah.
even just Denver, it's like, wow, people are a little
Yeah.
stressed out.
Right.
Boulder's
Yeah.
a little
It's
less
not all
stressful.
like yoga and vegan food.
Yeah.
I really love Boulder though. I wouldn't have picked a different place to grow up in. I was kind of like right downtown, so like in the middle of everything, and I like the small feel of it. It's definitely a bubble. It's for sure very different than like the rest of everywhere. But it's still nice, and you know, good people and good places. Still a nice,
Yeah.
a nice little local music scene too.
Right, yeah. I feel like that's something I'm really starting to get acquainted with now,
Yeah.
obviously. But the Boulder music scene has just a lot of heart behind it and a lot of room to grow, too. A lot of
Yeah.
venues that should be more open to, like, having local music playing, you know?
Definitely.
The Fox is great sometimes. They've definitely put on a lot of good local acts. But it's a town that definitely, for its size, could support so much more.
Yeah.
What I feel like Boulder's only got 2 high schools, right?
It's actually got more, but
More?
you only hear about like Fairview and Boulder High.
That's exactly right.
I went
yeah.
to New Vista actually, which was like, it's small. There are about like 350, 75 people in the whole school.
Wow. Okay.
So like 75 in my graduating class. It's more of like an alternative school, big focus on the arts and on equity, which is really cool. It's still a public school, but it feels almost like a small like liberal arts college. So it was just more my scene and my speed than
Yeah,
the other
totally.
ones.
That seems like a really good place to have cultivated sort of like
Yeah.
a musical upbringing.
Yeah, it was really great.
Nice. Yeah. So I guess having grown up in Boulder, I'm from Miami, so like
Cool,
the difference
yeah.
couldn't be more insane.
Right.
But
Sure.
I've got favorite places now in Boulder. In particular, you know, the Flatirons. Obviously, everybody talks about it.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to them. It's just the most beautiful thing that you're constantly surrounded by. Do you have any favorite spots in Boulder that you feel like are just like your secret underground places you like to frequent because they're kind of special to you in some way or particular memories?
I don't know if I have anything that's like underground, unheard of. I grew up like hanging out on Pearl Street, so there's that. My parents and I used to go to Coot Lake sometimes to like walk our dogs, and I've been back there every once in a while. I really like it there. And then just, I don't know, like different coffee shops and stuff that I like. I'm a big Illegal Pete's fan.
Oh,
That's
nice.
like,
Yeah.
that's not only Boulder, but
They've got a nice Boulder location though,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Now I have to ask again: is the next song that you're gonna do off of When the Power Comes Back On? Because like I really do like that album quite a bit.
it is. I'm unfortunately not going to be playing anything off of that
Oh.
album. I'm so sorry.
My
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I was hoping for House of Cards, but you know, nobody-
I have not played that song live in such a long time.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't want
one
to bring
day.
you outside it. One day.
day.
Maybe a Lost Lake. I
Yeah,
don't know.
we'll see.
I'll probably be there, so we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, but the next song I'll play is actually an unreleased one. I'm working on an EP right now.
How exciting!
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. It's gonna be fun.
What's it called?
The EP is gonna be. I've been waffling between 2 titles, but I think I've landed on The Best Last Word, which is a line from the song I'll play.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the song as well?
No, it's called This Is How It Goes.
Interesting. All right. Well, have at it.
Cool.
This is how it goes. I say to my mirror, he finds another girl, forgets me for a year. This is how it goes. He's good until he's not, and I walk on tiptoes. But say he missed his shot, and I wonder, did you miss me in California? Did you think about me at night? Did you wonder if I'd hold you? Well, goddamn it, I might. Did you wonder if I'm lonely? I promise you I'm not. But the pretty words you told me, they're the only things that I've still got. That was how it went. He never showed up. all my time spent on pennies and false luck. That was how it went. Wondering if he'd call. That was how it went. But he made me feel so tall. And I wonder, did you miss me in California? Did you think about me at night? Did you wonder if I'd hold you? Well, goddamn it, I might. Did you wonder if I'm lonely? I promise you I'm not. But the pretty words you told me, they're the only things that I've still got. Playground wishes, your eyes get big like a little kid's, and I thought I knew you, but I just saw what you wanted me to, and I hope you're happy. I hope you learned something from me, and you're broken like a record, and I'll always get the best last word. Broken like a record, and I'll always get the best last word. Did you miss me in California? Did you think about me at night? Did you wonder if I'd hold you? Well, I might. Did you wonder if I'm lonely? Promise you I'm not. But the pretty words you told me, they're the only things, they're the only things. Miss me in California. Think about me at night. Don't wonder if I'd hold you. Cause fuck you, yeah, I might. Don't wonder if I'm lonely. I'm telling you I'm not. And the pretty words you told me, they're the only things that I've still got.
Nice. Great work.
Thank you.
A little round of applause, please. A digital round of applause for Finn. I'm sure everybody enjoyed that.
Thank you.
I think that shows a lot of growth as a musician. That kind of had a nice sort of cadence to it that shifted with the lyrics as well. In particular, that line that you said, that's the best last word. That's kind of like really raw. It almost feels like revenge. It almost feels like vengeful in a way.
Yeah.
But simultaneously, like, you know, that's such a human emotion. I think I remember you saying something about Ezra Furman and feeling all the feelings in the book or something like that, right? I have to say that's a fantastic attitude to kind of have, that, like, you know, the feelings that we can feel are kind of important for a reason.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
as human beings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one's got a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah. Is that a recent song that you were working on, I guess?
Yeah.
You said it's unreleased?
I wrote it like a year and a half ago now, but I've been working on, I recorded the EP with my band last fall, and it's all kind of about the same thing in different ways. That song, I think it's just kind of like the culmination of like what this situation felt like. I like to introduce it and other songs on that EP by saying that got my heart broken by a film bro.
Film bros.
Yeah. Loves Quentin Tarantino and Scorsese, like the whole deal.
Classic.
And I make it funny because it's otherwise just sad.
That's a good way to handle it.
Yeah. But yeah, that song I think is just kind of like the epitome of like what it felt like to me, which was like there's sadness and there's anger and there's like I want to get back at you because like you hurt me, but also like don't want to do that because that's not who I am, and it's just like confusing and overwhelming and a lot. But it's there, and like that's what I was feeling, and so
Yeah, I mean that's definitely
Yeah.
one of the feelings in the book of all things.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get away from it.
No.
That's so interesting. So, film and like fictional characters, obviously like such a huge overlap there.
Yeah.
Also, do you like do any books or any particular experiences with like reading speak out to you as far as
Oh yeah.
where it is that some of your feelings about lyrics come from? Like any like prose, any lyricists that you like admire a lot? Or
Yeah,
writers?
I've been a big reader since I was a kid. I started reading pretty young and like never stopped. My favorite books now have changed from when I was younger, obviously, but now it's like I read The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I think that that's like really beautiful writing. My mom read The Brothers K by David James Duncan like out loud to me and my dad a couple years ago, and that was like incredible. I also really like David Levithan as an author. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I don't support J.K. Rowling's
I feel like the
views,
glasses
but-
give me Harry Potter energy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's like the like slightly circular situation. But yeah, books have always. I mean, I've loved reading for such a long time, and I think that that's being a reader helps you be a really good writer, and helps you get better at that because you can like take inspiration from that and like what you like about the way your favorite writers write.
Yeah.
And just yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. Speaking of being a good writer, you are an award-winning writer, and
Yeah.
specifically, I was reading your bio, doing a little research. The John Lennon songwriting competition
Yeah.
in 2020. You were the grand prize winner. What? What was
That was exactly my response, basically.
That's amazing.
What?
How did that
Yeah.
happen? How'd you find out about the competition? When did you enter?
Yeah.
How was that
so
whole experience?
I never really say this, but my mom entered that song for me. 'Cause she,
Good job, Mom.
and it's like I'd heard about the contest, I think, and I knew it was a big deal. And she was just kind of like, oh, we should just submit your songs to places and see what happens. And like that one, I think, I don't know about her, but me, I was like, that's not going to happen. And then
I have a little faith.
But then it did happen, and it was like really crazy. It was crazy to just get that first win of like the first round, and then ending up like winning Song of the Year in that competition was like really, really cool. And
Yeah,
that song
it's
was When the
nuts.
Power Comes Back On, which like I don't know.
Which
just,
I keep
like,
mentioning because I
Right.
like that album a lot. And
Thank you. Yeah. And
obviously, celebrity musicians like that
Yeah,
song
it was-
a lot.
that I don't know. I can't even like think of that sometimes because I'm like, I don't know. It's really crazy. Basically,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
Yeah, did you get to like communicate with any of these people? Did they write to you?
didn't.
Did you have any sort of like what was the correspondence
Yeah,
like with this competition?
I
I know that
didn't-
you won like a lot of prizes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very cool. And I don't know, I think it's really cool that they do this and that they've done it for a long time. And yeah, I didn't get to like talk to any of the judges or anything.
I'm sure they're
But-
very busy.
But just like, I don't know, knowing that was a thing is really cool, and just like, I don't know, it just means a lot to me. 'Cause like, I don't know, songwriting is a really personal thing. I mean, as we've kind of like touched on, it's like really vulnerable for me, 'cause I'm writing so much about my own life and my own experiences, and to have, like that kind of recognition it feels really special and really nice, and I'm really, really grateful for it.
Yeah, that's wild, and you really do deserve that recognition. I
Thank
think
you.
that's why you're on this show. It's no John Lennon songwriting competition, but I'm glad that you're here, and I truly do respect your musicianship.
Thank you.
It's tremendous, especially you've got such a long road ahead of you. You've been playing since you were in high school. But at this point, where do you see yourself in like 10 years, 5 years, 2
That's
years?
the big question.
Doing some tours?
I would love to tour. I think that sounds really fun, tiring and fun. Yeah, for a while I've been like hesitant to say like, this is what I want. But I do want to make a career out of music. I want to be a performing singer-songwriter. I want to keep putting music out. And yeah, I'd love to tour. I'd love to like open for someone cool and then eventually get to the point where I can headline. Yeah.
Heck yeah, absolutely. And do you feel like throughout these experiences you'll ever become incredibly famous, or do you want to stick with incredibly unfamous? Because I do like that. I think that's very funny.
I don't know, incredibly unfamous to me is like almost more of like a mindset sort of, where it's like, because that experience that I had with that guy who sat down and gave me some music career advice was so terrible.
Oh, please talk to us about that. I feel like I heard the phrase, but I'm not sure where it comes from. So
I mean, it was at the Laughing Goat, and this guy came up to me afterwards and wanted to give me some music career advice. And so I sat down and had a conversation with him, and he had a really specific idea of what it meant to be successful. And his idea of success is like selling out arenas and like touring the world, and that's not what I want. You know, I don't want to be a huge artist. I don't think I have like mentally and physically the capacity to do that, and I want my personal life to be my personal life. And it was also like, he was like, oh, who do you like to listen to? And at the time I was like, I mean, it hasn't changed. It was like Phoebe Bridgers, Ezra Furman, Taylor Swift. And he was like, well, you have to listen to top 40 stuff. And I was like,
ouch. Okay,
well, I'm not gonna do that because that's not really what I'm into. And just like all around, it was really frustrating to me because he was also saying like, oh, all indie musicians feel stuck where they are, and I was like, that's not true. You know, like Phoebe Bridgers just sold out Red Rocks last summer,
right?
And so the whole like incredibly unfamous thing is like, yeah, maybe I'll never make it that big, but it's like I'm doing what I love, and I'm like being true to myself and who I am. And so like I don't think that part of me will ever change. And so I think I'll always be a little incredibly unfamous.
I love that.
You know, no matter what happens.
I think that adds a lot of authenticity. And you know, if you do sell out arenas, I hope that you still maintain that level of authenticity when you get there, because there are people I think that have a lot of popularity at this point, but they've managed to kind of retain some of that like special sauce that makes them who they are.
Totally. Yeah.
So it's not that it's mutually exclusive, but I do think that it's so nice that you have that in mind already. Mm-hmm. Really good. So usually within like the last 5 minutes, I like to take a look over here at the messages and see if anybody's left us any interesting things to check out. Looks like somebody wants you to come back to Chicago.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Devin Lovell?
Oh, yeah. I know Devin.
Nice, yeah. Oh, people are just saying wonderful things.
Aw. Well, thank you all. It's very nice.
Yeah, it is a pleasure to have an audience that is enjoying your music.
Yeah.
And I think that music definitely has a lot of power when it's done by yourself in your own room as an expressive experience, but when there's an audience, I think that makes it all that much more meaningful.
Absolutely.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what you've got going on in terms of your current shows that you're looking at playing? We talked a little bit about Lost Lake. I know that there's a couple other people on that show, right?
Yeah, so I'm playing Lost Lake on the 22nd, and my friends Katie Yeager and Genevieve Libyan are also playing. We're also in a trio together called Children of Divorce.
Which is hilarious, because none of your parents are divorced.
None of our parents are divorced. We were referring to the divorce of Taylor Swift and Harry Styles, because we all really love them, which was like they dated for a month and then broke up, and then we're here, and anyway.
You were affected by this, of course.
Yeah, well, greatly, yeah. To this day. Anyway, so yeah, they're playing sets before me. They'll both be playing with full bands, so it should be really fun. We'll probably end up doing a couple songs together, too.
Nice.
So yeah.
That's at Lost Lake, January 22nd.
Yes.
7 p.m.
It's actually at 4 p.m. They do like afternoon shows on Sundays.
Cool.
So doors are at 3, shows at 4.
And tickets, you can find them at Lost Lake. And
yeah, you can go to Lost Lake.
$10, right?
Yeah, I think they're like $13. And then if you want, you can get in touch with me directly and Venmo me for fee-free tickets.
Nice.
So yeah, that's that show. I have a couple So Far shows coming up. Everything is on my website, which is just finnasullivanmusic.com.
And you've also got an Instagram.
I do, yes, which is finnasullivanmusic. Very easy. I think that's about it on shows right now. Again, I'm working on getting an EP released. I'm hoping to have that done like in the spring at some point. I don't have a date yet, but doing some fun stuff with that.
And how many songs is going to be on that EP?
There will be 5 on that.
And you said the name just a second ago. What was the name?
The Best Last Word.
The Best Last Word,
Yeah.
which is a lyric in the song, but not actually the title of it.
Right, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you said it's going to be about 3 songs. You're releasing it sometime in the spring.
Yes, yeah. There will probably be a single out at some point with a video. So yeah.
Nice. Music video.
Yes, yeah.
How exciting. The first one?
I did one for When the Power Comes Back On and one for Pity Party Thoughts a while ago. But I'm working with my best friend on this one because she's like a film major, so she knows things that I don't know.
Oh,
so.
Exciting. And those are probably available on your YouTube. You can
Yes.
find those on there?
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So you've got a YouTube presence, Instagram presence,
Yes.
your own website.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you have like merch or plans for like putting out any like stickers or anything?
Yeah,
like that?
I have, it's not on my website, but if you come to my shows, I do have merch. I have stickers, I have pins, I have CDs, if you still listen to CDs. I make like little necklaces, and I'm hoping to have some tote bags at Lost Lake. It'll be fun.
Nice. That's really exciting. So, do you have any shout outs you'd like to say to anybody in your band, perhaps, and other people that you're playing with at the show? Genevieve,
Yeah.
Katie, just like, hey.
Sure,
Big round of
yeah.
applause for yourself also. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, I'll shout out Katie Yeager and Genevieve Libyan, because they're like my friends and my musical sisters. They
Great songwriters too.
Yes, incredible songwriters. They both have stuff out on Spotify. Genevieve, I think, is going to release some more stuff soon-ish. So you should check them out. And then, yeah, everybody in my band, they're super cool. Josh Pessman plays guitar. Aiden Castles plays bass. Vale Coons plays drums. And Hunter Gamble plays piano. They're all really great musicians, so you should check them out too if you get a chance.
Nice. And I got one last question for you. This one's an
Yeah.
audience question. Do you have any favorite local Colorado artists? Maybe it's people you'd like to see on the Pink Sofa Hour.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I think just, all the people I just said.
Of course.
Also,
Already talking to them, by the way.
love that. Couple more of my friends from school, Isabella Capel, and then I think their stage name is Geraldine the Sappho. They're pretty cool. And then I also really like Gregory Alan Isakov. I think he's great. He's a little bigger than everybody else, but he's
Cool.
very cool.
Fantastic. Well, once again, thank you so much for coming on the show, Finn. This has been the second episode of the Pink Sofa Hour. I'm your host, Pedro. Once again, Finn O'Sullivan, little virtual round of applause. I'm sure I actually have an applause button right here.
Oh,
Let me run that. There it goes. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Nice. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. We air live every Saturday. You can follow us on Instagram. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can just keep it locked to this channel because it's going to keep getting bigger. We're going to keep bringing on more artists, and we've got some more exciting news. And I just got stickers printed. If you want stickers, hit me up. I'll send some out. All the best, and see you guys later.